Because I have been lying to you guys for so long. Hey guys, it's Ollie, welcome back to my channel. So, today's video is going to be very different from anything that I put out on this channel. I recently had the most life-changing and important surgery that I'll probably ever do. Because you know I just have so many surgeries lined up. Mentally, yeah, but bank account wise, no. But no, this generally was one of the scariest and most life-changing surgeries that I'm probably going to ever have in my life. I know people aren't really going to be aware because I've been putting out videos, been putting out pictures. I did put a little bit on social media that I was getting my most important surgery of my life. I told a few people, but I didn't tell everyone. So this video is basically going to be explaining what surgery I got, why I got it, what's happening, etc. So yeah, for you guys who are just YouTube subscribers, you guys wouldn't have even known what was going on. And on social media I was just sharing old pictures just because I have been MIA since the 1st of October. It is currently now the 15th. So yeah, you guys will be seeing this video in the next few days, so yeah. On October 1st of 2018,
this year obviously,
I had squint surgery done. Now for any of you who aren't familiar with squint surgery, what it is, what it means, a surgery which entails of basically making a lazy eye back to a normal eye. Now I know some people are going to be like,
what the fuck?
Your eyesight looked fine before. What are you doing? I never noticed it. That's why I didn't really tell a lot of people on social media, because when I did, a lot of people just said to me, I've never noticed it before. I thought you was getting a nose job. To which I responded, next year, bitch. But no, squint surgery is basically, it's more popular in terms of a child surgery. Fixing a lazy eye is more of a thing that you do to a younger child as opposed to someone my age who is 20 or even older. I have the letter downstairs which I feel like explains way more, but I'll just have to summarise it up. What is the definition for squint surgery?
Here's what I found.
I swear to God, Siri is the fucking most stupid bitch next to me. I'm bringing up the Google definition because I'm not a doctor. I do makeup. Squint surgery is a very common eye operation. It usually involves tightening or moving one or more of the outside eye muscles which move the eye to change the eye position. Squint surgery is nearly always a day case procedure, so you should be in and out of the hospital on the same day, which I will confirm in a minute. So yeah, that's basically what it entails. I will go into more detail as I go through this video, so buckle in, grab a snack. This video is probably going to be a long one for me. I've not put out a long one in a while. So back in summer this year, I think it started out around May-ish time, I want to say. I went to my local hospital to basically have a quick appointment with a doctor just to see if it is possible to fix my lazy eye that I did have. Now in my case it was a lot more easier to do this because my mum is actually an eye nurse. Is that the right term? She doesn't do the surgery procedures, however she's kind of helps on the ward and stuff like that. I don't know what her full job position is, but this is a hospital that was in my town and I went up and had basically my appointment. I dragged my mum in there with me because my mum just knows more about me growing up and how it's developed, etc. So I went to my local hospital to have this first appointment, I think back in April or May time. This has almost been stretched out over the course of 6 months. Obviously this was at an NHS hospital. I just thought I'd put that out there. I didn't want you to think that it was a cosmetic treatment of me being getting my eyes done. And this wasn't medical either. Squint surgery isn't a must thing. I'll delve into it more a little bit later when I talk about the closer appointments to my surgery, but yeah, just thought I'd put that out there now. So I talked to a doctor and he basically just summarizes and said, yes, I can get you into an appointment with a doctor who can do this treatment for you. However, we don't provide this treatment here, which I was like, oh. But then he explained to me that this treatment is now verging on being cosmetic treatment as opposed to a medical treatment, which I completely 100% agree, but at the same time I disagree. It's kind of a middle ground thing. I'm sure you guys will feel the same way when I explain everything. So he refers me to a treatment at this new hospital and that takes roughly around 3 months. It felt like the longest wait of my life to even hear something back from them. I basically went in the first time. The first time wasn't that serious because the first time was just them measuring my eyes, seeing how far away my eye drifted, seeing if my eyesight was good, you know, the whole letter chart thing where you've got to be A, D, A, U. What the fuck was that? So that was basically the first trip, so not to be rude and be I didn't take it seriously, but I just kind of went in there being okay, getting my eyes measured, because I already did that in the first appointment that I had at my local hospital, but then I got referred again to the city hospital and basically just had to do it again. So it just kind of felt like I was doing the same thing over and over again. I measured. My second appointment is when shit kind of felt a little bit real and I was starting to realize what I was getting myself into. Now this is the part where I see this treatment as being less cosmetic, more medical. However, I guess you could say cosmetic surgery can change people in this way, but I'll explain. So when you get to the hospital, you almost get given these like 2 A4 sheets of paper, and it's basically kind of like a checklist, because it was like, 1, do you struggle to read with your eyesight? 2, do you struggle, you know, just going through like the basic things. But then it got to the parts of where it like really hit me, because it was like, 1, do you strain your eyes? 2, do you feel unconfident to look people in the eyes? Basic kind of confident questions like that. And that's when it really hit me that like I needed this. So as I was going through the pieces of paper, I was like, oh shit, that's me. I didn't know fully what straining your eyes meant, because no offense, but no one, I feel like no one ever talks about eyes with each other. No one's like, hey, how's your eyesight? Hey, do you ever strain your eyes? Like, no one asks these questions to each other, so it's never something that I've fully grasped the concept of straining your eyes. However, I was informed that I've been straining my eyes for years, so because I have been lying to you guys for so long. It sounds bad, but you guys will understand this. So my lazy eye is this one, or should I say was, and for the past year that I have been doing YouTube, that I have been in public, had my picture taken selfies with people, uploaded Snapchat stories, uploaded Instagram stories, uploaded anything that involves my face, I have been straining my eyes in every single picture and video that you guys have watched in the past year at least. If you don't fully know what straining your eyes is, I'll explain it to you. I do have a video on Snapchat that I did film which shows the evidence of that I can do this. I'll put it up at some point as I'm talking to you guys about this. So you know when you make your eyes all blurred, I'll do an effect on the screen right now so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So in every video or picture I did that with my eyes, and doing that made my right eye, which is lazy, turn inwards. And I don't know how, when I even showed it to the lady who was doing my surgery, she was like, wow, you have a real party trick there. And I was like, I know. I'll insert the video on Snapchat here so you guys can see it, because when my eye was lazy, it would literally float back in, and it was the weirdest thing ever. I just couldn't live my life like that anymore. Like, for real, I couldn't. Every video that you guys watch, these videos take up to like an hour, up to 2 hours. The full time, vision blurred like this. It honestly stopped me from being myself, just because I felt like a robot. I felt like I was literally sat here, vision blurred. Let's get through. Like, I couldn't be myself, even though there's some videos where I've been funny as, but it's like, I couldn't be myself because I was too focused on my eyes. Like, literally, I would cut scenes. There's been times where I've filmed YouTube videos and my lazy eye was that bad that I've literally just chopped it, gone in the trash, that video doesn't exist. But I was doing it all the time. And then recently, in the past few months, it got even worse because I was doing it when I was talking to people. And when you're talking to people and it's blurred like this, that's not being real. Like, there's no emotional connection if it's blurred like this all the time. Like, there's nothing there at all. And I just couldn't live my life like that anymore, because it was getting to the point of where I felt really insecure. It's so hard to explain. If you're a close friend of mine or family member, or maybe someone that I've met once or twice or something, you may have noticed that I tend to look away a lot of the time. So if you're a person right now that I was talking to, and I was like, hey, how are you? Like, a lot of the time I was pretending to look somewhere else, like something grabbed my attention, like, yeah, so what have you been up to? And it was crazy because, weirdly enough, with my lazy eye, it wasn't really a severe lazy eye, you know, like, it both wasn't looking that way. Like, I didn't look like I was looking both ways as I was crossing the street. Like, no, it was only on one eye. But I learned that with my lazy eye, when I stared at something for a long time, it would slowly start to drift out. And that was the struggle that I had on camera, because the whole time, like, I'm staring into some little dot in a lens. When I used to film videos, like, you guys can go back, like, I'm not even ashamed, like, I do feel kind of insecure about watching them, but they are my own insecurities, and like, no one else can put their insecurities on me except for me. I did this surgery for me. It's not like anybody said anything that impacted this. It's just something, as a makeup artist, as a human being, as someone who looks in the mirror every single day, and of course I judge myself like so harshly. I feel like every person does, just about. It got to the point where I was looking at myself and I was like, I hate this. I don't like this about me. And my rule is, if you don't like something, fix it, because it will change your outlook on life. I feel like I've totally gone off the story now, but I'm well aware that my lazy eye wasn't that bad. It wasn't the worst. I could have lived with it until I was 100 and probably died. But I don't think lazy eyes are the worst thing ever. Like, I've worked with people who have lazy eyes. I've met people who have lazy eyes, and I don't treat them any differently than how they should be treated, which is just as a human, I did this surgery for me. However, there are some ignorant arseholes out there will point it out to you as if you literally don't know that you have one. They'll be like, oh, which way are you looking? And the thing is, like, I'm okay with harsh jokes like that. Like, I really don't give a fuck. But it's like, no one should be treated like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's someone that I actually work with at my work, and she said that she was with a customer the other day, and the customer just ignorantly said to her, which way are you looking? And she's contemplated getting this surgery for the longest time. And I just said to her, like, go for it. If you're ready for it, go for it. For me anyways, I was just sick of being treated less than a human being for my eye. But when I used to work at the tills on my work, people would say some harsh things. Kids be like, which way is he looking? There'd be sometimes when I'd shout at a customer and he would fully turn around and be like, are you looking at me? Things like that, like, doesn't hurt me, but it definitely sticks with me, like, oh shit, like, is it that bad? I was being sick of how I was treated having it, and I was sick of how I couldn't emotionally ever connect with people, or I'd be really insecure to the point of where I would say, can you step on this side of my face because I don't like you being on that side. If you're close family and friends, if we've ever FaceTimed, I used to literally crop half of my face off and hide it from people because I used to see it always come out and it would just embarrass me. And the reason why I just said that whole rant on like treating people who have a lazy eye wrong is because even though it's my insecurity, I don't want other people who have a lazy eye who can't fix it or don't want to fix it feel insecure about having it, because it wasn't the end of the world for me. Like, I was fine. You've seen me on Instagram, like, I found a way to get around it and make my eyes look normal and stuff, which obviously was lying to you guys, which I don't enjoy. Okay, I'll get back to talking about the hospital because I'm just going off, but if I go off again, it'll be the right time. Okay, so going back to the hospital where I had these pieces of paper that I had to sign in, I met with my doctor. When she explained the surgery, because she was the one that did the surgery for me, I was shitting bricks. I don't know. I don't know what I expected it to be, because when she told me, I was just kind of like, yeah. But then literally like after the appointment, I realised, oh. So she sits me down and she gets this whole like eyeball sculpture out and she's like pointing at this, pointing at that, and this is why I bring my mum to these things, because she's more aware of stuff when it comes to like eyes. So Dr. Tandon's here like pointing at muscles, being like, okay, I'm gonna take this one and put it here, take this and put it here, take this and put it here, this is gonna change your eye this way. And of course I was listening, but as someone who like knows nothing about science, I was like, okay. So I walk out like, yeah, cool, Dr. Tandon, can't wait, thanks sis, see you soon. And then I get in the car and I'm like, Mum, what the hell did that just mean? And my mum explained it to me. It makes me cringe. If you're squirmish, I'm sorry. But basically, in the surgery, they have to use like, almost like a needle situation. As I'm put asleep, they reconnect muscles together because they've loosened. And they reconnect the muscles by scraping the surface of my eye with a needle and reattach them together. So I was sat in the car home like shook. Like, I don't do needles. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I don't do needles, which is ironic because I've had my lips done 4 times this year. I hate myself. Like, weirdly enough, I can do needles in the cosmetic term of like lip fillers. I think it's because I'm like, yeah, you know, plump area of the face, not gonna hurt, even if it bruises, I'm fine. But eyesight, bitch, eyesight. These are the things that I use to see. This is what I rely on for my makeup career, because without my eyesight, I'm legally blind. So I was having like panic attacks in the car, being like, bitch, how do I pull out of this? Like, how do I say no? Like, how do So then it comes to like a month or 2 later, coming up to the week of October 1st. Wait, I lied. There was an appointment, I think a week before October 1st, where I had to have like my health checkup. You know, you've got to check that everything's okay, like in terms of allergies, stuff like that. I'm not gonna bore you with it. As I was like going in for this health checkup, my mum got given a leaflet that said bloods, and she didn't tell me until after. But luckily I didn't have to have my blood taken, so I didn't have to have a needle or anything or have any blood taken, because like I said, I'm funny with needles, and if my mum even mentioned that to me before we went in the room to get my health checkup, I would have checked out. Like, no. I start laughing out of awkwardness. I laughed at my granddad's funeral. Because when I feel awkward, I just don't know what to do, so I'll start laughing and be like, like it's like laughter and crying mixed together. It's fucked up, man. So we're sat in like this pre-health checkup, and the woman's like, oh yeah, don't worry, today you don't have to have your bloods taken, you know, you seem very fit and healthy. And I was like, bloods? What do you mean bloods? And my mum's just sat there like, and then as we leave, she's like, I didn't want to tell you, but you was meant to have your blood taken, but it's all good. You seem all healthy, so there's no need. And I was like, I was like, blood taken? So we leave there and I'm like really overjoyed because I'm like, yes bitch, I'm healthy, I'm ready for the surgery, new eyes, who dis. Like that was my whole mentality going into the surgery. I didn't think of anything when it came to what they were going to do to my eye, how they were going to put me to sleep, the fact that I was having a needle in my hand. A lot of it I was trying to be ignorant towards, like trying not listen, to be like, I'm going to be fine going into this surgery. And that worked for a few days. Because definitely the last month before my surgery, I had really bad anxiety with my eyes. I wasn't enjoying filming YouTube because all I could think about is, I want to get my eyes done now, I want to get my eyes done now, I want to start living my best life. So I was kind of a little bit depressed in terms of filming, doing makeup, because obviously I was seeing that lazy eye every day. And knowing that I was so close to getting rid of it, it was killing me, like going up towards October 1st, it was just killing me. So yeah, as I say, last week before October 1st, I start hearing details of what they're going to do, and then my mum's like, oh, you do realise that, you know, when they put you to sleep, it's, you know, the cannula, is it the cannula? Siri, what is a cannula?
Alright, here's what I got.
Okay, I did say the right thing, yeah. A cannula is a tube that can be inserted into the body, often for the delivery or the removal of fluid or gathering data. Think it's cannula? I don't think it's cannulate. That's when it goes in, right? But no, my mum starts telling me, because obviously she's a nurse, she's very aware of what happens. She was like, oh, you're gonna have a cannula, you're gonna be put asleep through a needle, they're gonna inject it in one of your veins in your hand. At that point, bitch, I was having panic attacks left, right and centre. Like I said, I'm fine with needles anywhere on my face. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Hands, bones, knees, legs, arms, fingers, I don't do well with the idea of bones, veins, limbs. Like the idea of having anything done to them, like broken, surgery, and out. So I started shitting it at that point. And then slowly as the week goes on up until the surgery, and my mum's like revealing more secrets. She's like, when you're asleep, you're gonna have a tube down your throat to help you breathe. And I was like, what? And my mum was like, yeah, because after surgery, your throat's going to be a little bit dry because you've had a tube down your throat. And I was like, is this a joke? I didn't sign up for this. I mean, I knew I was being put asleep, but the last time I was put asleep was when I had my tonsils out.
I was 4.
I got given the oxygen mask. Like, I just thought it was going to be like the movies, you know, you just lay down on the bed, sleep. But no, if only it was that simple. The night before my surgery, like a fool, I said to myself, I might try YouTubing squint surgery, see if there's any videos of people talking about it, see if it's, you know, impacted anyone's life, etc. I search squint surgery into the search bar, and the first thing that came up was squint surgery gone wrong. So as I'm laying in bed, I see all the search results. I didn't tap on squint surgery gone wrong, so don't worry, I just searched squint surgery. And I see all these little thumbnail pictures of people's eyes just fucking sprung open with needles in there, just... I don't do well with squirmish things. Like, I love horror films, I love gore, but the idea of actual real gore and knowing that that's going to happen to you is just not the gig for me. So I'm looking at all these thumbnails laid in bed. It's like 1 AM. Bearing in mind that I had to starve myself and not smoke at midnight on Sunday night because Monday morning was my surgery, and I had to drink water after 6 AM. I just couldn't sleep until about 3 or 4 in the morning, which is ironic because I literally woke up at 6 to leave for the hospital. I had to be there for 8 o'clock and my surgery was at 9 o'clock. I was very anxious the night before, but I woke up, it was the morning to wake up, I was very cranky, I was very nervous, I was like shaking. The reason why this is more of like a child surgery is because when you're younger, this isn't something like huge or massive, you know. If any of you have had like surgeries when you're younger, like at least before the age of 5, I feel like it's one of those surgeries which you won't remember in like 15 years, you know what I mean? However, this is a surgery that I will remember and I really wanted to document today. So morning of my surgery, I get to the hospital. Luckily for me, I packed in my little like Playboy bag a pair of sunglasses in case after I leave the hospital my eye was all mangled. So I arrive up in like my Lady Gaga t-shirt, my Playboy tracksuit bottoms and my Playboy bag. So I get in, you know, check in, you know, fill all the paperwork out, and literally 5 minutes after sitting down where I was like, whew, okay, I can relax for a second. They're like Oliver Green and I'm like, shit, here we go. But I get dragged into this room. I'm literally sat there like shaking like a leaf. I just start bawling my eyes out and my mum was like, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine. I just work and overhype myself so much, and I was just bawling my eyes out after talking to this doctor, and it was just me and my mum in the room crying, sobbing, and then they came back in and they was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. So then they brought in a robe for me, and obviously I got changed into my hospital robe. I have like a few little videos and clips here. So I get changed into my hospital robe and I start freaking out because I'm like, it's happening. I'm literally in an outfit ready to go to surgery, which is funny because they let me keep my shoes on to walk into theatre, and I was like, bitch, I'm getting put under in my Balenciagas, which didn't happen because I had to take off my shoes before I laid on like the table. So I'm in my robe, literally like pacing back and forth in this room. I was going back, forth. I was like I was starting to go like delusional, you know, where you just start like being hyper, but it's also hyper nervous, and it's like you're on the verge of crying, but you're also on the verge of laughing. Very that. The doctor comes in and I get guided to theatre. At this point, I'm shitting, I'm shitting, just point blank, I'm shitting. But she says to my mum, she's like, oh yeah, if you want to just wait over there and then I'll bring him through to theatre, and then when he's done you can come and collect him at this point, blah blah blah. And I was looking at my mum like,
don't you dare leave me, don't you dare.
But then I had to play it cool because I can't really kick up a scene at the age of 20, so I was like, bye mum, love you. I walked through, it's like fucking Holby City. There's like 10 people ready, gloves ready, like, lay down, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna get fucking killed. And I'm just like, here we go. Lady Gaga, here we go. Oh. I wasn't prepared for walking through 2 doors and just seeing a table in the middle and all these staff being like, here we go. So she's like, yeah, if you just want to take your shoes off and lay down on the table. At this point, I'm literally like, yeah, sure. And the thing is like laying down didn't help either because I was just laid back like, yeah, I'm good, I'm ready. Just like, really? So they lay me down, and luckily the staff that were in there were absolutely lovely, amazing. They like helped calm me down, but they were trying to make small talk with me, and I'm so glad that they did because it got my mind off of it. They were like, so what do you do for work? Like, what are some of your hobbies and stuff? And I was like, I work in an office and I want to be a makeup artist, but it's really competitive. And this guy was like, yeah, that's a competitive field, isn't it? And I was like, yeah. By the way, I knew that they was going to put the cannula in this hand. I don't know if it's still a little bit bruised. It probably isn't, but I did take a picture of it when it was a little bit bruised a few days after. So they like grab my left arm and hand as I'm like laid down on this table, and I'm just looking at the ceiling like, if there's a God, he better be with me right now. And they're like, yeah, can you just like squeeze your hand like that for me, Oliver? And I was like, and I had this man next to me, and I literally said to him, I was like, am I okay to hold your hand, please? And he was like, no, that's fine, just hold my hand, it's fine, I don't mind, honestly. And I was literally gripping so tight, I was like, it felt like we was in a committed relationship. I was like,
if you let go.
I was like holding on for dear life, but he had like such big hands. I'm making this sound weird, but no, like he was really comforting. Like I was like, thank you. So I'm like holding his hand because I knew what the fuck was about to happen. And they're like, yeah, we're about to insert the cannula and stuff, just thought I'd let you know. By the way, they did actually draw a circle on my hand before I went into theatre, like just a few minutes before. So I did know it was actually going to be that hand. Obviously, I've had lip fillers before, and when I have lip fillers, I tend to like breathe in as it's going in and then breathe out once it's in. And it helps. I don't know if that's an actual real thing, but I've always been taught that, and it just helps me so much. So I was squeezing this guy's hand, breathing in, breathing out. And then when it was in, as I'm shaking like a leaf, they put my hand like over my chest to rest for the surgery. And I was like, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. And they were like, you're gonna feel a numbing sensation through your arm. And I felt it, bitch. It felt like someone put menthol through my like bloodstream. It was the weirdest thing. It felt like a tingle all down my arm, and I was like, whoa. And I'm like still struggling to breathe at this point, and they gave me like a gas mask and they put it over my face, and I'm literally still saying sorry to them as the gas mask is on my face. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just so sorry that I can't breathe, I'm just so nervous. And I'm like trying to take deep breaths because they're like, okay Oliver, just be like, breathe in, breathe out. And I was like, next minute, blackout. I don't even remember closing my eyes, bitch. And you know what? That was some good shit. But generally all the nerves was just building up from the cannula, the needle, I'm going asleep, a tube down my throat, someone's going to be scraping my eyeball with a needle. All of that combined, anxiety, honey, anxiety. The surgery happens, I'm still alive, so obviously it went well. Imagine, and this is how Ollie died. No, but my surgery was at 9, and I wake up in a hospital bed, and I wake up and there's like a clock in front of me, and I clocked it. No pun intended, but I clocked it and the time was roughly around like 11:15, nearly like just gone 10:30. And I wake up, like slowly open my eyes, and I can feel this eye being so sore and tight. Like I even struggled to open it straight away. Like it was very much just cracked and my other eye was fine. Obviously I was still in sleepy mode because I just like had general anesthetic. Like I was put asleep and everything. I wake up just looking around like, where's my mum? Where the fuck am I? Like, am I in heaven? Like I was, well, let's be honest.
Hell.
And then I see a nurse walk past and she's like, hi, yeah, is everything, are you alright? Are you just waking up? And I was like, yeah, where's my mum? Is it over? And she was like, yeah, the surgery's all done, everything's fine, it's gone well. And I was like, thank God. And then I saw Dr. Tan, the woman that did my surgery, and I'm sorry, but I must have been so cracked out because I have no idea what I said to her. But she came up to me, just basically was like, hey, gonna go out and talk to your mum and let her know like what she needs to do to look after you and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then she goes away and 2 nurses basically come over and they're just like helping me get out of this bed. The funniest thing though is that I got wheeled in to like the waiting room, not like with my mum, but like a separate waiting room for the patients that have just had work done. I got wheeled in there through the like hallways. I'm sat on like this like 80s style living room chair with like the big backboard. You know, I'm sat there. I felt like that gif of Mariah Carey where she's being pushed on like a desk chair, because that was me. Like I was sat there like living the life. I could get used to being pushed around. So then I'm sat in this waiting area. It becomes very real. I'm surrounded by all these other patients that have like eye patches on and stuff. And me being nosy me, I wanted to look around. So I was like, And as I'm looking around, I'm noticing that my eye like physically can't move left or right, and it's literally giving me pain. I was like, oh no. Like I literally had to figure out that I had to start moving my head physically if I wanted to see or look, you know, do anything. They actually did let my mum into like this waiting area to like come and help me and give me like my bag, my clothes and my phone, because I was straight on my phone just like looking at like what messages I had. Because quick shout out, but I got so many lovely messages from like subscribers, fans, people that I don't even know, friends, family, like everyone reaching out to me and just like wishing me good luck. And that was really what made me stronger, because I was like, so many people are behind me, so many people are like rooting for me, and it's giving me the confidence. I was like, you know what, I can do this. People are wanting me to succeed, so let's do this. So then another nurse comes over and she's like, oh, have you got your clothes and everything? Yeah, do you just want to like get changed and stuff? I did. So I nipped to the toilet first before I even got changed. So as I'm sat there and I have my phone, I snapped these pictures that you're going to see on the screen, and this was my eye straight after surgery, all red, clumped up blood. Bearing in mind I actually couldn't see what my eye looked like because I turned the like brightness on my iPhone all the way down, so I couldn't see what actually has changed or if anything was different. But then a nurse comes over and says, hey, do you want to like get changed, nip to the toilet and stuff before you leave? I go to the toilet straight away and I clock myself in the mirror, because I opened the door to the like toilets and there's a mirror right in front of me, and I looked up just like I normally would, and I looked up and honest to God, I couldn't even look at myself. I looked like that scene out of Kill Bill where that girl got her eye snatched out. Like I was looking in the mirror, I didn't look for that long, I literally glanced and went, oh. My eye was just so bloodied up and scabbed, and it just looked rough. And when I looked at that, I was like, I'm gonna take a while to bounce back from this. Get changed and everything in a separate room, and I'm like, okay, ready to go. My mum comes in and then they have to take the cannula out of my hand, which I totally forgot because I was like, I'm done now, hee hee hee. And then this woman's like, no. I was like, just do it, just do it. That's done and I'm ready to go home. Thank God I packed those fucking sunglasses. I didn't actually need them. My doctor said that she didn't want to give me an eye patch or anything like that. She wanted the eye to heal naturally, as well as like me use my eyes naturally as well. You know, don't just sit there and keep it closed. Like she wanted me to look around and actively try and move my eye. So as I'm in the car on the way home, literally having a cigarette, still like half gone on like general anesthetic, and I just start sobbing again. And my mum's like, what are you crying for? Like, it's all over. But I was just crying because I felt proud that I went through that. Like, I went through eye surgery. Like, I'm so proud that nothing went wrong. I'm so proud that I was strong enough to even go through months of these appointments and actually stay dedicated to it. Like, it was really eye-opening for me, and that wasn't a pun. So Dr. Tandon basically gives me some, I don't know how to explain these. I guess it is kind of like general anesthetic, but it's like a version for my eyes. So they give me eye drops that I have to take like 4 times a day. I'm currently taking a paracetamol every 4 hours, and I have some ibuprofen. There we are. That was the first one that I turned around. I have some ibuprofen when my head really hurts, because the right side of my head really hurts, because obviously that's where I had my surgery. And yeah, I've got like some eye drops, I think these are, and I've got to take those eye drops 4 times a day. So it just helps the pain in my eyes and helps just kind of wash it all out and stuff. Oh, there's my eye drops. So yeah. So we get home and I'm like kind of hungry but also kind of tired. So as I'm like starting to make dinner for myself, I literally just start passing out. Like I'm literally stood there and it felt like I was drunk. It felt like I started drinking from yesterday at 10 o'clock and I got home at 8 and I'm still fucked. Like I'm still drunk. That's how it felt. Like I was literally home like Like, I couldn't even get my balance. I couldn't even like stand up straight. I was literally just like flopping. And my mum was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm going to bed." I still had like the hospital tags on my chest. Bitch, I looked like something from the Matrix. Like, it was crazy. I even have a picture of one because 3 days later, I discovered that I still had one on the side of me. So I go to bed, pass out, sleep for a few hours, wake up, and I'm like, what just happened in these past 24 hours? Like, what the my life has just gone. I won't go through all the details of the week, like what did I do on Monday, what did I do on Tuesday, because for the majority, I was literally just laid on the sofa watching YouTube the entire week. I had the whole week off of work and everything to recover. That week, I honestly couldn't move my eyes left and right. I had to try and train myself to like follow my hand and look left. But like, if I did this like maybe a week or two ago, that would have absolutely killed me. Like, I would have been like, ugh. Because if I had to look at something, I had to physically turn my head for the first week because it was so tight and so in pain. Also, during that first week, the first few days, I did have a little bit of blood on my pillow. Again, gross picture that I'm going to insert, but I'm just going to keep it 100% real. When I was going to sleep the first few nights, my eye, like, because my eye had a lot of blood in there, gunge, like discharge, like nasty shit in there, like it was just like goo and stuff. Whenever I was going to sleep, my eye like struggled to close a little bit at first, and then when I would sleep, sometimes my eye would run a lot. So that's fun. Again, just like the girl from Kill Bill that, you know, she got killed and had blood running through her eyes. Like, that was me. And also for the first week, I couldn't really wash my face or anything, so I was literally just using like makeup wipes and stuff, because for that first week I couldn't get any soap in my eye. I couldn't really wash my face because I didn't want to like ruin anything with my eye or get anything in there. I'm back on my skincare bullshit now. That's why my skin's breaking out, because it's like, we've not had this in a while. Like, I didn't leave the house at all for the first week of my surgery because I looked way too crazy. So yeah, here's some clips that I filmed during that week just of me at home, so you guys can see like how it gradually has healed and got better. And I'll follow these clips up until roughly about the 8th of October, and then I'll talk to you guys from there. Okay, so it's the 3rd day of me recovering. I'm not looking at myself. I know it looks like I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at the screen, but I've got my phone on the lowest brightness and I'm vlogging in front of a window, so I honestly can't see the screen at all. I can see like a little bit, but I can't honestly see my eyes. But it's the 3rd day. My mum cleaned out my eye for me today because I wake up in the morning after sleeping and my eye's very gungy and it sticks all in my eyelashes and it's really hard and stuff, so I'm avoiding looking in any mirrors. So I apologise if my hair looks a mess or I've not shaved since, I don't know, like a week now. I'm about to go in the shower and take my first bath. It's been about 4 days. Apparently my eyes are straight and they look good now. I really hope they are, because like I honestly don't know, I can't see, but everyone that's looked at me since being home has smiled and said, "Your eyes are looking straight on." And I was like, no way, like I just keep smiling back. But I want to look at it when it's fully healed, because I'll just psych myself out if I look at it now. Because I've honestly just been resting since I've been home. I've just been laid on the sofa. Oh my god, it really hurts to turn with my eyes. So yeah, I'm gonna shower, and yeah, maybe I'll vlog a little bit more when it's healing better, so see you soon. Okay, so then on the 8th of October, I had my post-op checkup at the hospital again, just to see if everything went okay, if it was healing well, etc. Wow. We're running 10 minutes late to our post. I'm talking to the video, not you. I know you're aware. Yeah, so we're running 10 minutes late to the post-op checkup to see if everything went okay and I'm gonna get discharged or not. So I'll update you when that's done, because we're running late. Bye. Well, checkup's done. Went well. Said everything was fine. I hugged her, Dr. Tandon, and said thank you for doing my surgery, because she's changed my life forever. What a babe. And I'm going back in a month to see if it's like all the redness is basically gone and everything's okay. So bye. And while I was there, I also had my eyes measured again just to see if everything was different. And before, my eye went out by 30, but now it's out by 3, which isn't nothing too major, especially when I've been looking back at footage and stuff of myself. It's really nothing even out there at all. If anything, it looks like it's been brought in. Maybe it was like -3 instead of 3, I don't know. So last week was my week back at work, and so is this week. My eye is feeling a lot better. It is upsetting to me because October is my favourite time of the year to go out there with Halloween makeup looks, but even if I don't have the chance, I'm probably still going to do them after October anyways. I don't care, I love doing creative stuff, so I'll probably get more into drag and stuff then. I am a little bit upset because I've been sat at home literally all week craving to do makeup. I am, however, I think okay to do makeup now. I think you guys can obviously tell by this point that my eye is still a little bit closed. However, I think you guys can tell that because of the redness and kind of gunge that's still in my eye a little bit, it's faded away loads. As you guys would have seen from the videos, it has gone away so much since then. But still there is a little bit in there, and it kind of gives the effect of that my eye is like winking a little bit, like kind of closed. I am fine to do makeup though, and I probably will towards the end of this week. However, I've not rushed into anything because doctor's orders. Like, I'm not risking anything going wrong. I probably won't be able to wear like contact lenses or anything for at least a good month yet. And I don't want to let people down because I feel like I'm getting emotional. I don't want to let people down because I know a lot of people are like, can't wait to see makeup looks and stuff, and like, I'm not able to do anything, but I just know that like this is for the best. Okay, I think that's it anyway in terms of telling you guys the story and stuff. My life has changed forever now, and I know a lot of people may look at this video, or you know, I've told some people that I was getting eye surgery, but I had some people that were definitely like, really, that's it? Well, good luck. But like, this is something that affected me for years. You know, I think this definitely started from when I had Bell's palsy. It was around the time of that I had that. Won't get into super detail about that, but it's basically where half of your face kind of like almost goes into a stroke. It kind of like is paralyzed. So when I had Bell's palsy, my right eye couldn't blink, my right smile couldn't smile, like only one side was going up. And I think from there is where it stemmed, if I'm being completely honest, because even Dr. Tendon said that my brain said to itself, forget about the right eye because I'm not using it a lot. However, since getting my surgery, it's so weird because I do like camera tests before the start of the videos for the mics and stuff, just to see if everything's okay. And it's weird watching back footage and seeing that both of my eyes are moving at the same time, because I never thought that that'd be able to happen. I don't want to cry, like I don't want to be like that person that cries on camera. But like when I was younger, like I just didn't think that this was anything that could ever get fixed. I just thought, I don't want to start crying. I just thought it was something that I was going to be like stuck with forever. Like I look back at like photos of myself from when I'm like kind of a kid, like maybe 10 to maybe 15 years old, of like family pictures and stuff, and my eye just looked, I've never enjoyed the look of it. I was always confused, like why have I got that? What the hell even is that? And it stopped me for so long being like confident to even look at people. I don't want to start crying. I don't like crying. I'm not in the mood to cry. I'm happy. But like even recently, like I had a photo shoot. The whole time my eyes are strained. That's not me. Like even for my job profession, like I'm a makeup artist and I love doing drag and being confident. Like a part of it's not being shy. Like that's not the gig. Not me crying and saying that's not the gig. That's meme worthy. Oh, I don't want to start crying. I don't want to start crying. But like I don't think people understand like how important this is to me. It's more than an aesthetic thing. It's like even changed how I talk to people at the start of the 2 weeks that I've had coming back and recovering, and just being able to look them in the eye for a long time instead of looking away or looking down or doing something stupid. Like now I'm going to be able in public spaces to look at people like normally, but like now with it fixed, like I feel like I'm unstoppable, and it's the weirdest thing. Oh, it's the weirdest feeling ever. Oh my god. Like I can't put into words how happy I am. Still, it just doesn't feel real. But like even now, it's like coming to terms with it and seeing myself in the mirror, taking pictures of myself or seeing videos of myself. It's like, it doesn't even seem real. Like I don't know, it feels like one of those crazy dreams that you always say to yourself, like, yeah, I wish this could be fixed. And then it's actually fixed, like, what the fuck? Oh, let me wipe my tears off with a sock. Oh, I can't wait to use this as a reaction picture. Me just crying and sending it to my friends. That's a mood. I'm so grateful for the NHS. I'm so grateful that they were able to do this treatment. I've been a blubbering mess for the past 2 weeks. No one even knows. But it's happy tears, and that's all that matters. I know it doesn't seem that dramatic. I know this just seems like eye surgery, but like it's so life-changing in terms of even how I see is a little bit improved now, and how I look at myself as a person. I don't know where the hell this video is going, but I need to end it or else it's just going to be more tears, and I've got no tears left to cry. So thanks, Ariana Grande. I'm gonna go. It seems like a stupid thing to say. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, for whatever reason, seeing me cry, hit like. And if you see my eye looking a little bit still swollen, now you know. And this is why I made this huge video, because so many people were saying, why did you get it done? I never even noticed it. It's something that I've noticed since I was like 10. I'm just someone that's good at hiding things. My camera's about to die. It's literally telling me to shut the fuck up. I love you guys, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye. Crying ASMR.